Hello, children. Welcome to one more session of English. Today, we are going to read or try to learn one of the beautiful lessons from Beehive. Here, in this lesson, we will try to understand how a person struggles hard or strives hard to reach success, because success is not something that can be gained in a day or two. Many obstacles comes in our life. So the lesson which we are going to read today is about one of the greatest scientists that the world ever had. See this, a truly beautiful mind, and I hope you can identify or can recognize this great personality, Albert Einstein. A truly beautiful mind. Now you may have a doubt: is the title a truly beautiful mind act, or how is this title relevant to this great personality or in this great scientist? Okay, let me tell you. This title is absolutely apt because Einstein was a man with high intelligence. He was a highly intelligent man, as well as his humanistic tendencies were also very great. As a genius, as a scholar, as an intelligent person, he made an immense contribution to the world of science. He made an immense contribution to the world of science by presenting different theories, and as a human being, he preached for peace and democracy. He always wanted that people in the world, residing in the world, should lead a very peaceful life of brotherhood, of fraternity. Thus, his mind was really beautiful and teeming with new ideas. Innovative ideas continuously works in his mind and human concerns. That's the reason he had a very beautiful mind. This topic or this title is appropriate or relevant to this great scientist. Before I start my lesson, what actually this lesson is all about? This is about Albert Einstein's life, how his childhood, his personal, professional life, everything we will read in this lesson. A truly beautiful mind from Beehives, from the book Beehive. Sorry. The story recounts the life of an outstanding scientific personality, Albert Einstein, from his birth till his death. From his birth till he was a unique personality. How was he unique? Albert Einstein was born on 14th March in 1879 in the German city. For about 2.5 years, he could not speak. Generally, children try speaking. They start to speak once they are 1.5 year or starting of two. But this boy could not speak. And when he started speaking, he used to speak each word 2 times. Each word, stammering. His playmates called him Brother Boring, and his mother regarded him a freak because of the abnormally large size of his head. Now, why did his playmates call him Brother Boring? Why did they tag him as boring? Because he never knew what to do with his playmates, what he has to do, how to deal with them, what to play. He never knew. And his mother Used to call him freak because he was born with a large head, a big size, abnormal large size of head. So what everyone used to think that this personality, how can he? Now it is generally told children, one word of discouragement can destroy someone's life. One small word or small gesture of encouragement can take people to the pinnacles of success. Now you see in this slide, at school, his headmaster regarded him as stupid and good for nothing. Yes, there is a proverb, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at a person and come to a conclusion that this person cannot do. Here's, let me tell you something. Is it possible that, is it possible or is it right to ask a fish to fly? No. Bird to swim? No, because they are born with their own capacities and they're in their comfort zones. Now, in the same way, for instance, take me for granted. I am not good in maths, but if you ask me, try to get 100 out of 100 in maths, will I able to get? No, I cannot. Maybe I will reach up to a pass mark. In the same way, if you ask me to write something, write some words in articles and all, I can try and I can do it. In the same way, Einstein was not interested in all the chapters. He did not like many of the lessons or many of the streams of learning. His headmaster told him that you are a stupid, you are good for nothing, you can never reach success. Whatever you try to work on, you will never succeed. That was what the opinion of his headmaster. But there is always a saying, when there are critics in our life, two aspects. Either you get discouraged or you get encouraged that try to show them, I can do it. And that was what Einstein has done. What did he do? At the age of 6, on the behest of his mother, he learned to play the violin. He became a gifted violinist. At the age of 15, his family shifted to Munich. He did not feel at ease with the strict regimentation of school and left it for good. He did not feel at ease. He was not comfort with the strict rules and regulations, regimentation, disciplinary rules and regulations of the school. And he thought that this is not fit for me. I cannot go on. So he left. Later on, for higher education, he joined the university at Zurich because the atmosphere there was more liberal, amenable to new ideas and concepts. It means he was given a lot of freedom, flexibility in learning. He showed more interest in physics and maths. Now you can see a person, a great scientist, can also be a violinist. Now what he says is, there in the university, he met a fellow student, Mileva Maria, at the university. She was equally intelligent and clever. Later on, they married and had 2 sons. But unfortunately, their marriage did not survive and were divorced in 1919. It is always obvious and a known fact that if both the partners are equally intelligent, they try to prove themselves. When in trying to prove themselves, sometimes one of the partners may try to suppress the other. Okay, so maybe that is one of the reasons that they thought that they both have to show themselves talented, or they both want to showcase their efforts as they were equally intelligent. So they felt that if they get divorced individually, independently, they can work on. So that was what happened with Mileva Maria and Einstein. After completing his education, Albert worked as a technical expert in the patent office at Bern. Here, he worked secretly of his idea on relativity. You might have come across this word in the theory of relativity in your physics. In 1915, he published his paper on special theory of relativity, followed by the world famous equation E is equal to mc square. I believe all of you are aware of this. Now, in 1915, he published his paper on general theory of relativity, which gave an absolutely new definition to the concept of gravity. This theory made him a famous figure. In 1919, during the solar eclipse, his theory came out to be accurate. Accurate means correct, and revolutionized the physics. In 1993, he emigrated to USA as Nazis has come to power in Germany. Got? So what did he do there? He did not want his finding and research to be used for destruction. What did he see there? That these people, most of them, they were using these nuclear bombs, his research, not as a part, they were not using it in a productive manner, rather they used it in a destructive manner. Atom bombs and nuclear bombs, you all are aware that these bombs were thrown on two major cities of Japan. One is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So when he thought that, he felt very bad. He did not want his finding and research to be used for destruction. In 1938, when Germany discovered the principle of nuclear fission, he was the first person to write to the American president about the dangers of the atomic bombs. Now, this line, he was the first person to write to the American president about the dangers of the atomic bomb. This line shows that he had a lot, he wanted peace and democracy. Yes, though he was born in Germany, though it was his native country, and he immigrated to America, and when his own native country's people started planning to use this use these bombs, then he was tensed, he was worried. So he wrote a letter to American president, and, and at that time the president who was ruling was Franklin D. Roosevelt. So he wrote that in 1945, when America dropped the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, he was deeply hurt and wrote to the United Nations for the formation of a world government to prevent recurrence of such destruction. He wrote a letter, but he could not get any response, positive response from the President of America. He did not give up. He did not keep quiet. He wrote a letter again that a world government should be formed, United Nations organization. A world government has to form who will take an initiative or who has the right to stop all the destructions. One country cannot take its own decision. A combination of countries have to take a decision on any prevailing destructions. So what was that he was trying to do? So now what does this line shows you? What he says here is, wisdom, using the things in a proper way. Yes, he died at the age of 76 in the year 1955. He was declared as a world citizen. He was declared as a world citizen. Here are some questions to prepare for you. Which remarkable incident happened in the life of Einstein in 1921? These are the questions which you will be writing. Okay, so before that, one more thing I would like to say. I would like to show you the entire picture or the scenario of what is he trying to tell us. Who? Albert Einstein. He was, see the geo of this. He was always, this shows what kind of personality he was. He was a young, handsome looking man with a walrus mustache. His love interest was Minerva, but equally interested, as both were equally intelligent and clever. They could not find themselves compatible teaching to living together, so they got divorced. After that, he started doing all the inventions. He was the one who discovered a famous formula, E is equal to mc square theory of relativity. Before, he was very much worried, about the uh, thoughts about the thoughts of the German of his own native country, who was trying to drop bombs on, who was trying to attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He wrote a letter to the then President of America, Dr. Roosevelt, but nothing could happen. So he wrote a letter to World United Nations organization that a world government has to be framed, so that each and every country has to give their opinions before, for a good better cause, or to do something good for the world as a whole. Now, this lesson, what does it show? What is the theme of the lesson? The theme is, it shows Albert Einstein, a genius personality, extraordinary personality with exceptionally intellectual capabilities, which were not necessarily noted when he was a young boy. The author tried to focus on two important aspects: Einstein's personality as a scientist and as a human being. As a scientist, theory of relativity, major contributions to the field of science. As a human being, he worked towards the peace and democracy in the world. Thank you, children.